Humans are social animals. They are brazen with adventurers, willing to go to any length to seek out the resources necessary to not just survive, but thrive. On the other hand, they can also be lazy and unimaginative, contented with little effort and the creature comforts of civilization. These opposing facts, taken together, can't sufficiently explain why the following metropolises exist. These are cities in areas of the earth where humankind clearly was not meant to be. Some are quite successful, heralded as exemplar world cities both as destinations and as places to live. In others, residents and visitors still constantly face the threat of death by dehydration, isolation, or exposure. These are the cities in the world's most inhospitable locales. Before watching the video, make sure you like the video, spread the knowledge by sharing it to your friends and families, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do it right away. Anyway, let's begin, shall we? Number 5. Perth, Australia, world's most isolated city. To drive from Perth to the next large city in Australia, you would need to make a 2-day trek through desert climate, along one of the most desolate stretches of road in the world across the Nullarbor Plains to Adelaide, South Australia. It is such a feat that there are bumper stickers which commemorate the accomplishment. In the face of such isolation, you may expect for Perth to be a culturally starved backwater. Depending on who you ask, they might agree. However, Perth hosts a number of international art, comedy, and music festivals, as well as being the city where both Hugh Jackman and Heath Ledger began their acting careers. It was home to AC/DC frontman, the late Bon Scott, and American recording artists Pavement and Bon Iver have both recorded songs about Perth. Whatever you make of the cultural scene in Perth, it is hard to argue its prosperity despite being so far removed from the rest of the world. It is home to the headquarters of the world's largest diamond mine, boasts a 4.3% unemployment rate, and is routinely named one of the best cities in the world to live in. Number 4. El Alto, Bolivia, world's highest city. Located 4,150 meters above sea level, the city of El Alto is located in the Altiplano Plains region of Bolivia. It started out in the early 20th century as an inconveniently located slum of Bolivia's administrative capital La Paz, located in the valley below. It has since surpassed La Paz in size and population, and is now the second largest and fastest growing city in Bolivia with 1.18 million residents. Last year, the world's largest urban cable car began operation between El Alto and La Paz, offering commuters a faster alternative to the hour-long 5 kilometers drive down the treacherous canyon slope. El Alto is the largest Amerindian city in Latin America with 76% of residents of Aymara ethnicity, 9% Quechua, and 15% Mestizo. It has recently been the source of political unrest, with protests organized in the city cutting off the main highway into La Paz. These protests ended up forcing President Gonzalo Sanchez de Lozada out of office and into exile. It has also served as a base of support for current President Evo Morales, the first indigenous president of any South American country. Number 3. Aswan, Egypt, world's driest city. Wandering the streets of Aswan, you may come across cafes filled with men smoking shisha and playing backgammon, vendors at the open markets feeding pigeons, to be cooked and prepared in the Egyptian delicacy hammam mashi, or even a modern art sculpture park in the middle of a granite quarry, but you are not likely to encounter rain. Aswan is the world's driest city with less than a millimeter of rainfall annually. Despite a dearth of precipitation, there is access to water. Aswan is located on the Nile, and just south of the city lies the world's largest rock-filled dam which creates one of the world's largest man-made bodies of water, Lake Nasser. The city's name reeks of irony, as Aswan is an old Nubian word which roughly translates too much water. This isn't intentionally funny, it was named due to the flood cycle of the Nile River. Number 2. Kuwait City, Kuwait, world's hottest city. Kuwait City has a metropolitan population of 2.4 million residents who can somehow stand the blistering heat and sandstorms that plague this Middle Eastern capital city each year. The city has an annual mean high temperature of 34.3 degrees Celsius, with the months of June, July, and August averaging highs between 45 to 47 degrees Celsius. In 2012, nearby Sulavia set the record for the highest temperature ever recorded in Asia at 53.8 degrees Celsius. Kuwaitis beat the heat during the summertime by going to the beach, visiting Aqua Park, the largest water park in the Persian Gulf region, or hanging out at the Avenues, the largest shopping mall in Kuwait, where you'll find Western chains such as Dolce & Gabbana, Fat Burger, Foot Locker, and Texas Roadhouse. Unrelenting heat of the degree can be deadly. The government imposes an outdoor work ban June through August from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. However, the ban is rarely enforced for foreign workers who make up nearly a third of Kuwait's population. Kuwait has also been criticized for systemic abuse of foreign domestic workers who have reportedly been forced into slavery. Because of this, countries like Indonesia, Nepal, and Sierra Leone have banned its citizens from conducting domestic work in the Middle Eastern nations. Number 1. Yakutsk, Russia, world's coldest city. Yakutsk, located in Russia's Sakha Republic, has a yearly mean temperature of -8.8 degrees Celsius. That number is deceiving as summer in Yakutsk brings several relatively warm months during which life thaws, though the ground in Yakutsk is also the largest city built on permafrost, and temperatures can exceed 30 degrees Celsius. This means that during Yakutsk's long winter the thermometer often dips below -40 degrees Celsius. The mean lows in December and January are -40.4 degrees Celsius and -41.5 degrees Celsius respectively, with the coldest temperature ever recorded being -64.4 degrees Celsius. In the winter months, the 269,000 people in Yakutsk, understandably, spend as little time outside as is possible. When they do venture outside, it is not without plenty of insulated clothing. When they need to use a vehicle in the extreme cold, they will keep it running all day to prevent the battery from dying, making steering wheel locks a must. Vehicle exhaust, in addition to factory smog and even the breath of residents, creates an ethereal haze that cloaks the city throughout the season. So, what do you think about these 5 cities with the most extreme weather? Are there any other cities around the world that haven't made it to the list? If yes, let us know in the comment section below. Want to watch more videos about such unusual things? Click the videos at the end. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And as always everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.